Never-ending spring break planning disaster. We, Sarah and Bella, are two seniors in college. 2 years ago, we met two other girls, let's call them Sally and Jen, and decided to room together for 2 years. At first, we all got along well, but over time, Jen and Sarah got closer, often gossiping about Bella and Sally, which caused tension. It felt like we were walking on eggshells at times, but we stuck it out. During junior year, we all talked about a spring break trip. Jen was adamant about staying in the US, so we ruled out international travel early on. After much debate, we agreed on Puerto Rico, but Jen refused, saying she had a bad experience there. The rest of us thought her reasoning was weak, she wouldn't elaborate, but we let it go and went back to square one. By winter break, Jen and Sarah had a falling out, so the group dynamic shifted. Sarah suggested international travel again, and this time, Bella and Sally were on board. Jen kept saying she needed more time to decide, despite us discussing it for months. Sarah, worried about rising prices, pushed for research, but Sally and Jen weren't putting in effort. After a call, we finally chose a destination. Flights and stays were reasonable, and everyone verbally agreed. But then Sally said her parents preferred she only go for 4 days instead of a full week. This led to a mess. Jen and Sally started questioning the trip entirely, saying there weren't enough activities and that safety was a concern. Yet, neither of them had done any research. Sarah, frustrated, pointed out we were adults who could handle ourselves, and Bella agreed. At this point, Sally suggested booking separate flights, rooms, and activities. This felt ridiculous to Bella and Sarah. It wouldn't even be a group trip anymore, and splitting things up would just make everything more expensive. Then, just as we were ready to book, Jen suddenly insisted we get 2 hotel rooms because she didn't want to wait to shower after the beach. Sarah explained how this would drive up costs, but Jen and Sally kept delaying. Then, out of nowhere, Jen said her family had too many expenses to afford the trip. A few days later, Sally said the same. Bella and Sarah were beyond frustrated. Why had Jen and Sally spent months planning, pushing pricier options, only to suddenly back out? Sarah even suggested a way to transfer money up front, but instead of considering it, Jen just suggested canceling the trip altogether. After that, the trip was never brought up again. This was just the beginning of our friendship's downfall. The tension that had been building exploded a few months later, and now we don't even speak. P.S. Bella and Sarah have moved on, but this is a PSA. Spring break planning can be dangerous for friendships. Looking back, we laugh, but at the time it was a mess.